Welcome to Alan Colmes Versus, where we discuss some of the more controversial things that have been said in the recent news cycle on both traditional and digital media. The epitome of what we like to call around here fair and balanced. Joining me today, senior staff writer for WorldNetDaily, Jerome Corsi. Jerome, nice to see you in person. Thanks for being here.
Alan, great pleasure to see you again.
The birther issue has come up. Donald Trump has brought it up. Last cycle about Obama, this time about Cruz. Is Cruz qualified to be president?
Well, it depends on the standard you use. I've always preferred Vattel, who is wrote a treatise in 1758, which was used by the founders, and that would require a person to be born in the United States and to parents who were citizens when he was born, and under that standard, Cruz would not be a natural born citizen.
So will you be going after Cruz the same way you went after Obama for not being born here?
Well, I've already published this and made a point of it. Now, the problem is, and where I'm headed this year, is there's a lot of standards. I mean, Obama utilized standards like the 1790 Naturalization Act, and I want to see the Supreme Court ultimately make a determination on this issue.
About what a natural-born citizen is.
Exactly.
But you know that Obama's mother was born here up until now, even though you don't believe he was born in the United States, right?
Well, I mean,
his mother was born here.
Alan, just show us the original birth certificate,
now,
not a computer.
How many birth certificates does Obama have to provide? He provided one. Then after Donald Trump did his thing,
he provided
a second. You don't believe either of them, right?
He provided one that was a computer printout that didn't exist in 1961. And I've always said, why can't we just see the original documents?
You don't believe he was born. You don't believe Obama was born in the United States.
I don't know where he was born. I want to see the original documents.
I'm curious to know how one can explain that in two different Hawaii newspapers, news of his birth appeared within a week or two.
Many people were noticed in the births of the newspapers. Hawaii in that era gave birth certificates readily to people who weren't born there.
Why would he have gotten a Hawaii birth certificate if he was born in Kenya?
Well, there may have been many reasons. That age and that era, even coming out of World War II even, there were many Japanese who got Hawaii birth certificates. Sun Yat-sen had a Hawaiian birth certificate.
Like Ted Cruz, Obama has or had a American-born mother.
Yes,
by that standard, both individuals will be qualified
to be citizens. See, that's the question. Under that standard, you can be a citizen, but the point is citizen equivalent to natural-born citizen? And the Constitution used the term qualifying citizen with as natural-born and did not define it. So we've been debating all these years as to what's the standard to define it.
Would you accept a definition by the Supreme Court that said, yes, Ted Cruz, yes, Obama, having an American-born mother, would both be qualified? Would you accept that?
I think we have to accept whatever the Supreme Court says because it's the only way you're going to arbitrate this issue.
Right.
It might still be debated subsequently in academic circles.
Is it still worth debating, by the way? And your last book came out just around the time Obama released his second version.
In fact, I think it was largely one of the reasons why Obama released the birth certificate.
Is it still worth debating?
Yes. Well, in fact, the book still sells. The book is going through a revival right now.
To continue going on about whether the president was or was not?
It's a major issue, Alan, because and it's going to be a continuing issue. We've got more and more people in the United States who are here through various naturalizations and immigration procedures. And the question is, increasingly, is it just that only foreigners born of foreign parents are the only ones who are not natural born?
Given one of the most prominent writers about the Obama birth issue,
yes.
Would you do the same if Ted Cruz is the nominee?
I've already started.
What are you doing?
I wrote an article making the point I just made, that under Vattel, standard.
Okay. So you will go after Cruz.
Cruz
you're no fan of the left, I know, but Cruz
is not a natural-born citizen. We're going to have to expand the standard to get Cruz and Rubio, because Rubio has a problem. Both of his parents
was born here.
Well, but see, born here does not necessarily mean natural-born
What about John
citizen.
McCain, who, of course, was born in the Panama Canal Zone with the military?
On a military base.
Right. So that's okay.
Well, again, there were exceptions in the laws, and it was a military base, which is jurisdiction.
So you would have a problem with Marco Rubio as well?
Yes, I think Marco Rubio has problems, too.
Even though he was born on United States soil?
And I think, Alan, that the litigation that's currently been filed by Democrats is going to re-raise the question of Obama's eligibility. Let me point this out to you. What if a federal court decides that eligibility is a standard, like Vattel, that makes Obama also ineligible?
So Trump is right to say, get a declaration. Go to the court, get a declaration. Let's find out.
Well, in fact, I think that's the only recourse. We have to get.
Of course, he stops writing all these books about.
Well, I may still criticize the final determination, but we're going to have to accept That's the procedure in the Constitution.
Thanks very much
Supreme
for
Court
that.
makes a decision, then we have to live by it, but we can still argue it.
Thanks very
But
much.
it'd be more
I
definitive.
think we'll argue
My-
again. Thanks very much for being
My
here.
great pleasure, Alan.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Jerome Corsi, we thank very much. You can follow him on Twitter, Jerome_Corsi. I'm Alan Colmes. Thanks for watching.